Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Nitai Gaura Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Nitai Gaura Hari Bol. श्री श्री गंगा गिरधारी श्रीमन महाप्रभु की, श्री श्री लक्ष्मी नरसिंहदेव भगवान की, भक्तराज प्रहलाद महाराज की, श्रील प्रभुपाद की, ताई गौर सीतनत प्रेमानंद। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय, ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जायमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतस्य सेवया भगवतेरुत्तमश्लोकैर्भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टकीं मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यमेश्वरं कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नन्दगोपकुमाराय गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 6, Chapter 4, Text 14. On the matter of prescribed duties for mankind. Sloka 14. You can repeat after me. Yaha samutpatitam deha akashan manyum ulbanam atma jignasaya yachet sagunan ativartate yat samutpatitam deha यह समुत्पतितं देहा आकाशान्मन्युम् उल्बनम् आकाशान्मन्युम् उल्बनम् आत्मजिज्ञासया यच्छेत् आत्मजिज्ञासाय यच्छेत् सगुणान् अतिवर्तते सगुणान् अतिवर्तते। प्रभु जी। यत् समुत्पतितं देहा आकाशमन्यम् उल्बनम् आत्मजिज्ञासया यच्छेत् सगुणान् अतिवर्तते। माता जी। समुत्पतितं देहा आकाशान्मन्युमुल्बनम् Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Translation: one who inquires into self-realization and thus subdues his powerful anger, which awakens suddenly in the body as if falling from the sky, transcends the influence of the modes of material nature. Purport: when one becomes angry, he forgets himself and his situation. But if one is able to consider his situation by knowledge, one transcends the influence of the modes of material nature. One is always a servant of lusty desires, anger, greed, illusion, envy, and so forth. But if one obtains sufficient strength and spiritual advancement, one can control them. One who obtains such control will always be transcendentally situated, untouched by the modes of material nature. This is only possible when one fully engages in the service of the Lord, as the Lord says in Bhagavad Gita 14.26. Mamchayo vyabhicharena bhakti yogena sevate sargunan samatitaitan brahma bhuyaya kalpate. One who engages in full devotional service, who does not fall down in any circumstance, at once transcends the modes of material nature and thus comes to the spiritual platform. By engaging one in devotional service, the Krishna consciousness movement keeps one always transcendental to anger, greed, lust, envy, and so forth. One must perform devotional service because otherwise one will become victimized by the modes of material nature. Translation with repetition. One who inquires into self-realization and thus subdues his powerful anger, which awakens suddenly in the body as if falling from the sky, transcends the influence of the modes of material nature. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Gnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapatantikam Vandeham Shri Utapatakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Saharagunatan Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakanvitamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Takta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Anusute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Preshtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharini Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarini. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, welcome you all to the Sunday Feast program. Actually, today's class was supposed to be given by a very, very senior disciple of His Holiness Gopal Krishna Goswami Maharaj. His Grace Rukmini Krishna Prabhu was supposed to be here, but then since unfortunately Maharaj left all of us to the spiritual world, Prabhu is not able to make it. So that's why I'm here. Today's topic exclusively, this shloka speaks about Shri Shri Gandharvika Giridhari Srimad Mahaprabhu ki jai. Today's shloka is exclusively about anger and anger management. So this is one of the common issues which all of us face, irrespective of whether we are devotees or non-devotees or young age or old age. Nowadays we see even 1 year, 2-year-old baby getting angry and frustrated, right? So it's it is an open secret that all of us, when we come out, we try to be very nice, right? Whether it's part of being professional whenever we go out or when we come to temple. Yeah, that's there. That's always good, because anything we practice, we can always. Acharya says that we can always start practicing it in a mechanical way, so that over a period of time, it becomes our. We will imbibe those qualities. But then, whenever we are in our private zone with our close and dear ones, especially at home or office, that is when our actual anger or the avatar comes out, the second person within us. It's a common issue, which nowadays, if you see, there is lot of stress, and stress could be due to many reasons, but there is also a study saying that most of the stress is due to this anger issues, because people are getting angry is normal, but then there is something called as uncontrolled anger or instant anger, which is not very good. So we know that we have the 6 anarthas: kama, krodha, moha, lobha, mada, matsarya, out of which 3-4 are very important, like greed, envy, lust, anger. These things are very, very important, and which plays a very important role in our progress in Krishna consciousness. So if we want to transform ourselves, then we'll have to make sure that we get rid of this slowly practice, because unless we transform, we won't be able to relish the taste of the holy names of the Lord. Krishna will not stay within our hearts. He will vacate it. Whenever there is a guest coming to our house, what do we do first thing? We make sure all the broken furniture is fixed. We make sure the house is cleaned. The guest is going to come. Okay, today 4 o'clock. So the entire day, the house Matajis or anyone for that matter, they would be running here and there. They have to prepare nice prasadam, clean the house, make sure everything is clean, right? So that is how even in our Krishna consciousness movement, if we want Krishna to be resided in our hearts, we have to make sure our heart is clean, kept clean out of all these anger, lust, greed, envy, and so forth. So that is where this anger management plays a very, very important role in our life. So sometimes we do something wrong and then repent for it. How many of you all have felt that you all have instantly done something wrong, maybe spoken some words or done something, but then later we feel that I shouldn't have done it. No, I could have controlled a little bit, right? Everyone, all of us feels it. If someone is really not feeling, then I think they are all on the right path. Actually, the Lord has blessed them. As I said, this is this is Kali Yuga, and the age of Kali is such that it is mentioned that prayena alpayusha sabya kalau yusmin yuge jana manda sumanda matayo manda bhagya hi upadritaha. Upadritaha means disturbed. It is always, everyone is in this Kali Yuga is very, 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 very disturbed. Once we all know this, it's a joke, right? It's a story where one person is sitting on the terrace. Maybe it's a very, it has so many floors. He's sitting on the top of the terrace, and somebody from down calls him, "Hey Sharma ji, what happened? Your son is met with an accident. He's admitted in the hospital." And then this guy, suddenly becomes panicked, and out of that panic, he jumps from the floor. He jumps from the floor, and as he's falling, he realizes that he does not have a son. And then again, he keep on falling, and then he comes down, he feels that he's not even married. Then he comes down, he says, Are, I am not even Sharma ji, it is someone else. So he is actually told the message was correct, but the message was for someone else. So this is the situation in Kali Yuga where we don't know what is right and what is wrong. We want to put our nose in all the issues, and then later we think, see, this was unnecessary for me. Why did I go and get into this problem, right? We want to know somewhere we want to tell our opinions. We want to make sure that even our voices are heard, which is not really relevant for us. But then we go and put our nose, we go and put our head into that, and then we get kicked nicely, and then we come back, and then we feel. But the repentance becomes very late. No, we are not able to do anything. So similarly, in Shastras it is said that anything which is given in the Shastras, it is truth. But if the same message, if it is repeated 3 times, it is absolute truth. Can you give an example? Yeah, so Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Namaiva Kevalam, Kalau Nastieva, 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 Gatiranyataha. So anything you see something, for example, when we say Om Shanti, we say it 3 times. Om Shanti, Om Shanti, Om Shanti Ho. So there is a meaning for all this, why it is given 3 times. And if you see Bhagavatam and Srimad Bhagavatam, there are around, approximately around more than 20 to 30 times. It speaks, various shlokas speaks on anger management, angry. So we can understand how important it is in a practicing devotee's life. Bhagavad Gita says, Krodhat bhavati sammoha, sammoha smriti vibraha. Smriti bramshat buddhinasha pranashyati. So once we get angry, then from anger comes delusion, and then our memory is bewildered, which means we get distracted or disturbed, and finally it goes to loss of intelligence. So, so Bhagavad Gita speaks on this. We can see at the end, what is anger? It says it becomes loss of intelligence, which means completely nowadays we can see even the younger generation, they forget very easily. Some people we can see they will be wearing the specs and would be searching for the specs. Or sometimes they'll be wearing the specs and washing the face. So it becomes, it is not that, no, it's all interconnected, because we are so much out of mind that we are not able to focus on one thing. When you see, I can give the example of my Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Jayapatak Swami Guru Maharaj. So his almost 60 to 70% of the body is not operating. His left eyelid is not working. Almost half of the body is paralyzed. He is completely dependent, but then you see his memory is so strong. Whenever he meets devotees, even after so many years, he is able to recollect, and his memories are, and you see even from Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says, recently Varada Krishna Prabhu also was telling on Vyasa Puja Day that Guru Maharaj has read around 100 times of Chaitanya Charitamrita, and look at his memory. So every day Chaitanya, he gives class, right? Chaitanya Leela class also. So he's just reading from the pulpit, and he's just remembering, and he's just talking about the Leelas. So this is what this is the difference between actual sadhu, because they're very, very strong. They're so strong in their controlling their senses that they are able to remember these things very clearly. So let us see what is anger. Yeah, so anger, especially if you see a dictionary meaning or scientific meaning, it says anger is nothing but momentary madness. So what is momentary madness? We would have seen people mad, right? So they are always restless, bewildered, they are always disturbed. For them it happens 24 hours a day. But then people who is getting angry, they go into that phase and then they come back. That is why it is called as momentary madness. And it is said that anger is one letter short of danger, which means a person who feels, who always is angry is very, very close to danger. Also Shastra says, I think it is Ramayana, it says whoever becomes angry very often, he loses 12 minutes of his lifetime. So this is very, very important. So how many of us had lost 12 minutes today? Okay, very few. Yeah, so not only this, it also brings us many health issues like people get disturbed and they want to take into intoxication, alcohol, smoking, then out of depression they get this gastroenteritis diseases, GERD or what, GERD, whatever you call, and all this, the entire digestive, our mind, the more peaceful we are, Ayurveda says the most peaceful we are, our digestive system would be very, very good. It is not just depends on what we eat, but also it depends on our mental health. Some people we can see they eat very healthy, they don't eat out, but still they have this gastro diseases. That is not because of your food, but it is because of your mental stress. Whenever we take a lot of mental stress, it ultimately affects our digestive system, and from there our entire health functions goes for a toss. Yeah, like I said, Ramayana says that once we get angry, 12 minutes of our life gets reduced. So this is a very, very good lesson that next time whenever we feel angry, we can always think about this point that we don't want to unnecessarily lose 12 minutes in our lives, right? So it is very precious. We have to use it for Guru and Krishna. And then we have to tolerate. Tolerance is very, very one important quality which we need to imbibe. By tolerance, it will really help us to make sure that the anger is under control. One time what happened, the husband and wife, there was one husband and wife, they were always fighting, and the wife really got fed up. And she went to one Guruji, she went to one Swamiji and said, Swamiji, you know what, daily in my house it is like Kurukshetra, we are fighting daily. Can you give me can you give us something that so that give us some solution because I am not able to handle it. So Swamiji says, okay, he takes a bottle of water and gives it to the wife and says, take this water and all your problem should be solved. She says, should I give this, what is it, tonic or something, should I give it to my husband? No, not for your husband, but whenever you are fighting, you just keep this water in your mouth and don't swallow it. Let your husband completely fight and only then, after he finishes, then you swallow it. Then she asks, okay, nothing for my husband? No, nothing, this is just for you. Then she goes again after a few days or few weeks, the husband comes fighting again, he's looking, no, why are you doing like this? He's just fighting like anything. And suddenly this lady remembers, oh, Swamiji gave me one tonic, I have to drink that. Then she takes this tonics and she's putting it in the mouth and she's kicking. She's like keeping like this. Then husband is confused. Why all of a sudden my wife is acting like Hanumanji? What happened? He's pretty much confused. We know this scenario, right? So if it only when we both clap both the hands there is sound. When one person is fighting and one person is keeping quiet, there is no issues. Then he goes after sometimes he came to know that nothing is happening. Like this 2-3 times it continued. Whenever he is coming and fighting, she takes this tonic and she puts it in her mouth, and then she keeps quiet. And husband now he got to know that okay, there is no use because whenever I fight, this lady is just putting something in her mouth and showing me some monkey face and all. So then after that, there is no more issues. They are leading from next 2-3 months. There is no fight between them. Then this lady, then she comes to Swamiji. Swamiji, thank you so much. Then Swamiji asks, okay, now is it Kurukshetra or Vrindavan? She says, no, it is Vrindavan, no fight at all. So Swamiji, I want to know what is this? Is it Ganga Jal or what tonic it is? Because I can buy more. He says, this is nothing, it is just simple water. The only issue is you did not retaliate. That is why you were able to subdue that anger. So the whole point is, whenever two people are fighting, see, this is what I heard in one more lecture also, one Prabhu was saying, especially you can intelligently manage the anger. See, it is, as human beings, it is very difficult. We cannot be like sadhus every time. Sometimes we also fight, whether it is husband and wife or whoever it is. Otherwise there is no meaning for family relationship. There should be a fight. But the problem is we have to be intelligent that both does not fight together. No, one fights and one listens carefully. He or she should be very quiet. Okay, fine. And then afterwards, later, that person will come and tell sorry, right? Okay, it's okay, I'm very sorry. Then you can start. So that person has to follow again. He has to be quiet. So this way you can manage. Life will be happy. So this is what is angry. So what we saw is angry is momentary madness. Why do we get angry? What are the reasons for angry? So scientific, these points are a mix from scientific study and the Shastras. Anger can come at any moment. No, we don't have to be. The moment we get up, we might be very, very cool and we might be very happy, but the very next minute we can become angry. For example, we are driving from home to office or from office back to home. All of a sudden we get stuck in a traffic jam, or if we have a function to attend, we have to reach by a certain time and suddenly there is a railway gate which is put, or we are stuck in a traffic, automatically our BP raises, right? And sometimes we go to Tirupati, for darshan, right? We go we want darshan and very sattvic mood, but when you see the queue there, by the end you come to the end of the queue, and by the time you take Balaji darshan, you will be like very angry. You will be staring at Balaji, what is this? So we really don't have any reasons, right? We get sometimes we play a YouTube video, it is very interesting, and all of a sudden the internet goes down and the video is loading. We are staring, we want to break the phone. Why it is? Whenever I don't want to look into videos, it keeps coming. But today is some very important. I want to see something. It's keep on loading. So various reasons. Sometimes when we get blamed, all these. So there are, I'm just giving that examples, but situations could be different for different kind of people, based on different personalities. We really don't know how much anger we are, and it is there everywhere, like I said, right from the young ones to the elder ones, and even to the devotees. There is no shying away from accepting it unless and until they are very pure, they are in a very purified state, and big acharyas. Generally we all go through it, but only thing is we have to know which is controlled anger, which is uncontrolled anger. So these things anyways we'll discuss what are the types of anger. So one of the reasons why we get angry is because of our controlling mentality. So your Shastra says, because all of us think that we are the CEO. CEO means in here it says C for controller, E for expectations, and O for not valuing the opinions. So first we have this controlling mentality. Everyone wants to be a controller, and when he or she is not able to do it, we automatically get that ego clash. It says, the Shastra says that actually we should not be very submissive and obedient only to our bosses. But the lakshana of an actual leader is he should not only serve his boss, but also he has to serve his members under him. Most of the time we think, whether in corporate office or even in Krishna consciousness, whenever we are in leadership role, we think that we have to be very submissive and pay obedient and say whatever only our bosses say. But then whoever under us, we can just make them play like a puppet, or we don't have to really worry, we can just give instructions. No. But as a leader, it is very, very important that our mindset should be that we are not only serving the upper hierarchy, but also we are serving the people under us. So that's the whole idea of being in a leadership role. Controller mentality is there in everyone. In the house, a wife when she goes to her friend's house, or when she goes to a neighbor house, the neighbor asks, okay, so who's the controller in your house? Who's the boss? Wife says, I'm the boss, because my husband goes for job, but the salary is all managed by me. He gives the salary to me, so I make the accounts, I purchase the grocery, I cook for them, so obviously I am the boss. So then husband goes to the office, there his friends ask, so who's the boss in your house? Controller. Husband says, see, I am the boss because obviously she might be buying the grocery, but I am giving the money, so I am the boss. Then children goes to play, his friends ask, who is the boss in your house? He says, I am the boss because when I cry, Mama, Papa, they immediately come to me. So I am the boss. So like this, sometimes the dog in the house feels that is the boss, because outside it will be tied. When someone comes, it will start barking, and the dog feels, okay, without my permission nobody can come into the house. So dog also feels like that. So the mentality is that everyone feels that, no, but we have to understand the actual CEO is Krishna. Bhoktaram yagnatapasam sarvaloka maheshwaram suhradam sarvabhutanam. CEO means what? What is CEO in IT terms, Prabhu? Chief Executive Officer. But Krishna is actually CEO. C for controller, E for enjoyer, O for owner. So which is what Bhoktaram Yagnatapasam says. Controlling, proprietorship and enjoying. And we are all COOs. We have one COO here, sitting here. He's my COO. Achyutapadarananda Prabhu. So devotees are also COOs. Means what? Chaitanya's operating officers. We are all Chaitanya, Gauranga Mahaprabhu's operating officers. So Krishna is the actual CEO. So this is the first reason that we carry the controlling mentality. The next one is expectations. Now expectations is fine, but then we'll have to draw a line between expectation and reality. We cannot have unrealistic expectation. As a human being, we can always have expectations, but there is something called as unrealistic expectation. We have to draw a line and understand the difference between what is reality and what is expectation. No, sometimes everyone in the house, nowadays grandfathers, they are from a different era, and today's children we see, they are all very modern. They are all, they want to be in front of the screen or system. Sometimes the grandfathers go and brings the child. You sit down, I will tell you Ramayanam and Mahabharatam story. He keeps telling full philosophy. That child will not understand. He will start scolding the grandfather, hey, what you are, and grandfather will feel, what is this? Nowadays children are very bad. Our days it was completely different. I mean, it is actually not required. I mean, it is the best way for people who are, especially after one of the class I heard that, in fact, one devotee quotes that Radhanath Maharaj says, once we come out of retirement, the only activity for us is to chant Hare Krishna mantra as much as possible. Sit and chant wherever you go, just sit and chant. Whether you stay with your children, grandchildren, or stay separately, just whatever conversation they are involved in, you just close your eyes and chant, that's all. So we don't have to set up some unrealistic expectation of, okay, grandchildren should listen to me, or my children, my son or daughter should be listen to me. Things has to happen this way, otherwise it can't happen. So these things are completely out of control. We cannot do. I mean, nowadays even the younger generation, I am seeing some devotees come to me, especially the younger ones who are looking for a wedding match. They come up with a lot of unrealistic expectations. They come up, I want like this, I want like that, I want like that. Today actually, to be the fact, even Brahma himself does not have a profile for them. It is so difficult even for Brahma. Even if they go directly to Brahma, they find so difficult to find a profile. So the whole understanding is, we have to always be under the guidance of devotees, and then we have to understand what is expectation and then what is reality. There cannot be a 100 to 100% match. If our expectation is 100%, and in reality if it is matching for maybe 60 or 70%, anything for that matter, then we should be really satisfied and go ahead. Right? This is expectations. And then opinions. Opinion, we also must try to respect everyone's opinion, and then we also should value their opinion, just like how we express our opinion to others. We cannot just go like a single way traffic that it is all my opinion, whatever I say. So these are all especially for leaders. It is whether they are in a corporate world or among devotees, Bhakti Riksha leaders, even a small decisions or anything, right? It is always good that we sit in a group, we discuss, take everyone's opinion. So once you start take everyone's opinion, they also feel valued. They will feel that they have been contributing for something, and we don't know, in future he or she might become a very good candidate for a good leader. So all these qualities, what happens, another reason what happens is, if we just go this way, we are not taking opinions, or we are not being a proper leader. Maybe we are successful in creating leaders, but what will happen is even the leader who has created would be like same. They also will be acting in the same way. They also might, because they have obviously learned from us, and the generation passes like that. So that we'll have to set very good example. And very good example for this is Rama, no? Especially when Vibhishna came from Lanka and wanted to join the army of Ram. Ram did not, he's a supreme lord, he could have taken decision, okay, I know by heart Vibhishna is very genuinely come, so let me take him into the army. No, Rama did not, he did not do that. What did Rama do? He asked for opinions, and not just opinion of the people there. He just did not ask opinion of Hanuman and Sugriva, no. He went and asked opinions of each and every Vanarasena, each and every monkeys, which means they are all part of his team. He is valuing each and every member of his team. So we can be heading a team, some people would be in a very big position, some people could be doing very, very small, minute services. But from this example, we can understand that we have to value even the smallest member in the group who could be doing nothing, just little, and we can expect what can a squirrel do. It was just taking a pebble of the stone and throw and helping Rama. But then Rama went and asked each and every squirrel whether I have to include Vibhishna in my army. So this is what a great leader, what is leadership quality that the Supreme Lord showed through his example. So this is opinion. We saw controllership, expectation, opinion. Next is false ego. False ego. Now, false ego is a root cause of anger. In fact, we started off by speaking about false ego. It is one of the root causes of anger. No, it could also be connected to controllership, expectations, anything. Once we control and things are not going as expected, then we get anger out of that ego and all these things. Again, an example from the Shastras is Hanuman. Now, Hanuman was such a great personality that he never knew what his strength was. So once he was sent to go to Lanka and see where was Sita Mai actually located, and to just come up with some information. And when Hanuman was going in this ocean, there was that snake, right? What is the name? Surasa. Surasa, there is this demon snake, and that snake suddenly came out of the ocean and said that, where are you going? You can't go. So Hanuman said, no, I have to just go see Sita and then come back. Surasa said, no, no one other than Ravana and his army, nobody can cross this ocean. If you have to cross the ocean, you have to go into my mouth and come out successfully, which means you have to come out alive. Only then you can go. Then Hanuman said, do you really know who am I? Okay, let me see how you can swallow you. Hanuman becomes bigger in size. Then Surasa says, okay, you think I can't become bigger in size? It opens his mouth and even the mouth of Surasa snake becomes big. Then Hanuman grows much bigger. Surasa also grows much bigger. So like this it keeps on going. The never ending story. So what Hanuman did is, so Hanuman became a little intelligent. What he did was, now the snake's mouth was very big, Hanuman also very big. All of a sudden he just became as small as a fly. He went inside the mouth and they came out of the ear. And he said that, now I have passed, I have gone inside you and I have come out. Surasa said, oh, you are a very intelligent monkey. I cannot stop you, now you can go. So which means the understanding is, Hanuman did not think, okay, let me show my more strength. He became a very insignificant size of a fly. So which means he dropped his ego there and saw what was required in that situation. And he played it correctly, and so he was successful. So that is why false ego also plays a very, very important role. Now, two people were crossing, there was a single pathway. You can see that in this agricultural field and all, it is very single pathway. Only one person can go. So two people were coming from opposite directions. So one person was saying, can you leave way? Because I want to go. I am getting late. So the other person said, no, I can't leave. I will not leave fools. I will not leave way for the fools. That is not in my blood. So this is what one person says. So the other person understood. Then he said, okay, I will anyways, I have the quality of leaving ways for the fool. So he came side and he left, and that fellow goes. So he thought he was successful. in crossing the road first. But then later we understood what this person actually meant. So this way it is all about small adjustments, just putting our ego aside so that we can be really successful in managing this anger. And finally we have blame. I'm not covering a variety of points because it's a very big topic. I've taken some few points, a mix of scientific and from Shastras, and trying to give some practical examples where we tend to get angry. And we are still seeing what are the reasons for getting angry. So we saw that controlling, what are the reasons we saw? First one, controlling mentality. Second, expectations. Third, opinions. Fourth, false ego. And the next reason is blaming mentality. Sometimes we do a mistake, and whenever we do mistakes, something goes wrong, we want to blame into others, or whenever things happens we want to take the credit for it. Especially again, this is a very, very good message for the leaders. Know how we have to play the blame game. Especially as leaders, we have to always give the authority to our members. When I say members, the people under us, we have to always give them the authority and hold back the responsibility. I'll try to explain this point. But generally, why issues happens is, it happens the reverse way. Trust me, 90% is what leaders do is, they give the responsibility to their members. You do that, you do that, and they keep the authority. Which means whenever their members goes wrong, they say that it is all because of you. No, it could have been done much better way. And they will keep the authority. Whether you go wrong, whether he or she goes wrong, you scold him. And whether when something goes correct, then you take the credit. You see? That is why I chose the right person. I know that you will do it. So, and because I have done it, that is where you are able to do. This is giving the responsibility and holding back the authority. This is correct or wrong? Wrong. We have to give the authority, which means give a free hands. Go and express yourself. I am there for you. Even if you do wrong, don't worry. I am there for you. And when he becomes success, you give him the credit. It is because of you. But when he goes something wrong, don't worry. This is your first time. This is your learning phase. I am there for you. You pitch in front. You pitch in front. I'll give you a very, very material example. This was something I read in the news. Actually, I know a lot of devotees here don't follow cricket, but then India lost the World Cup last year. And it was actually, they won 10 matches continuously. And it was the last match which they lost. And this gentleman, actually, the coach, he did not come to the press meet for the first 10 matches. He left the players, he left the captain to go and face the press meet, take all the credits and everything. But when India lost the match, that was the first match which they lost, and it was the finals. This gentleman called Rahul Dravid, he came in the front. He came in the front and he faced the press meet. I mean, there was an article which came onto it, so I could. It was relating to how good a leadership is. No, whenever there is issue, then you come in the front and then you face all the criticisms. So that's one example what all leaders can learn. Right, these are some of the reasons for getting angry. Now we'll see types of anger. Now there are various types of anger. Like first thing I told is uncontrolled anger. Uncontrolled anger means instant anger, or it can sometimes be called as short temper also. Now Shastras give a reference where to just cut a small, very soft lotus flower, or any flower for that matter, you're taking a very big axe. Will anybody do it? Just to cut a small flower. Flower is very soft, you can just pluck it with your hands. But nobody will take a big axe to cut the flower. So this is what is uncontrolled anger. Situations could be very, very small. Problems could be very small, but then we end up reacting so much. No? We end up reacting in a very big way, and not only put ourselves into trouble, but everyone around us into trouble, reacting very strongly. So the example given is carrying a big axe to cut a small flower. One of the examples from Shastras, from Ramayana, especially Ramayana speaks on anger management. by giving various examples, and example for this uncontrolled anger is Lakshmana. So when we speak example for uncontrolled anger, Lakshmana, we should not think, oh, Lakshmana himself was angry, so there is no problem, even I can get angry. No, they are just enacting. No, it is the Lord's Leela. The Lord wants to give some message, and there is so many Leelas happening. So Lakshmana was very, very sensitive about Ram. He can tolerate anything, but if he sees that anything happens to Rama, Lakshmana cannot tolerate. He takes his sword and he's shouting, I will kill this old man, I will cut him into pieces and I will throw him to vultures. To whom he is saying this? To whom Lakshmana is saying this? Dasharatha. He is saying his own father, I will kill this old man, I will cut him into pieces and I will throw him. And Rama says, Lakshmana, cool down, this anger is not very good for you. First of all, why Lakshmana says that, we all know that, no? Dasharatha takes a decision to send Rama to forest. And then Rama says, he pacifies Lakshmana and says, this is not correct. First, before you become angry and before you chastise your father, you need to understand the positive side of your father. Our father Dasharatha is such a great man that his entire life is lived only for his dharma. He's led only dharmic life. He's never done anything wrong. He's followed so much of dharma so that dharma has become too much that sometimes he gets trapped into it. And that's what actually has happened. He gave his words, and just because he gave his words to Kaikeyi, he got trapped it and he had no help. That is why. So if you really want to look something positive from your father, there are two things we can learn from Dasharatha. Rama says to Lakshmana, that is, never give a promise whenever you are happy, and never take decisions whenever you are distressed. So such a strong message, right? So Dasharatha was very happy with Kaikeyi and he gave a promise and he was trapped. So Rama says, never give a promise whenever you are happy. So this happens in all of our life, right? Sometimes, especially husband, wife, or even sometimes we fight, and sometimes when there are nice conversations, and that is when the big bill this one starts coming. Whenever there is a very nice conversation and everything is going fine, you know what, we are so happy now, why can't we go to shopping tomorrow? I have a very big list. Or our car is very, very old, why can't we go for a better car? Or no, bike is very small, I'm not able to sit, why can't we go for a bullet? Something like this. And slowly husband also, he also is very satisfied and he says, oh yeah, sure. And next day morning he'll be scratching his head, why I told this, where is the money, I have to go take. Husband and wife is just an example, but it's just an example to understand. It happens between everyone, right? It could be a different situation as well. We are very happy and sometimes our children are very naughty, we beat them nicely, and then later we go and pacify them. It's okay, Kana, it's fine. You know what, I'll buy a chocolate for you. And just because we gave a word, we'll go and buy chocolate for them. Right? That is why we have to never, Shastra says, we have to never give a promise, especially we are in a very, very happy situation, and never take decisions when you are distressed, because when you are distressed or disturbed, your mind is not with you. We won't be able to take, like we saw the Sloka here, Krodhat Bhavati Samoha. What happens at the end? Loss of intelligence, loss of memory. So when you are disturbed, when you try to take decisions, it always ends in loss of memory. We won't be able to take right decisions. So this is what Rama said, and Lakshmana then suddenly cooled down. Okay, fine. Then again there was next situation. Now they went to Vanavas, they were in the forest for 14 years. As soon as Bharata came to know, Bharata comes with a big army. Now Lakshmana sees Bharata coming. He sees from the tree and he thinks that this cheat, this again come. He sent us from the kingdom, now he is not giving us freedom here also. He is come with his big army. I have to kill him now. He takes the sword again. Then Rama says again, what's wrong with you, Lakshmana? I know what is Bharata. You be quiet. He is come to invite me back to Ayodhya. Then Lakshmana says, this is what my brother, he does not understand what is the reality. Nothing can't be done. And then later when he came, Bharata came, and when he saw the way he spoke and we hugged Rama, then Lakshmana came to know. Then somewhere in the crowd he noticed a Kaikeyi. Again he took his sword. I have to kill this lady. This old lady is the reason why we are in this situation now. And Rama says again, wait. Then Lakshmana says, this time you cannot say. See, Bharata and Darsharatha, okay, fine. But Kaikeyi, it is open to, it is known to everyone. She was the reason for it. She was the one who trapped our father. You said no. Rama said no. First of all, you have to understand, if a person has done some mistake, what made him or her to do that mistake? What kind of a situation she was in? So Rama actually explains, you have to try to understand what situation Kaikeyi was in. Why she took that situation. And he gave a little bit of background. No, when Kaikeyi was a small kid, no, especially when there is a small child who is born, when a kid is born, baby is born, they take a maid servant, no? They rent a maid servant to take care of the baby, to give bath for few weeks or few months. We have the even today we see that situations, right? Wherever when a baby is born, to take care, there are these people who are experts in giving bath to the baby, making them, cleaning them, taking care of them. So they have hired for a few weeks. So what Kaikeyi Raja did is he hired Mantra. So Mantra was actually taking care of the baby very nicely. 1 year passed. After 1 year passed, this Kaikeyi Raja, which means Kaikeyi's father, was spending time in his garden. He had a beautiful garden. He was spending time, and there was a conversation, beautiful conversation, which was happening between two birds. And this Kaikeyi Raja was actually listening to their conversations, and he was smiling, laughing. He was enjoying. And then the queen comes, Kaikeyi mother comes and notices Kaikeyi Raja. And she asks, what are you doing? I can see that you are very happy, you are laughing alone. What is happening? He says that I am hearing to this conversation of these birds. Oh really, how is it possible? Can you tell me also what is happening? So Kaikeyi Raja says, it's actually a boon which Kaikeyi Raja received. He says, it's actually a boon which I received, that I would be able to hear to the animals. But the problem is, if I share it to someone, I will die. Kaikeyi Raja says. So I can't share it to you, I will die. So queen said, see, that's okay. Let you die. But can you please tell me what is that conversation, because I'm more interested in that. Then this king got very angry. What is this lady? She's my wife, Ardhanari, and she's saying if I die also no problem. He gets angry and he banishes her. And he says, in that moment he says that Mantra, come now, today onwards you are the mother for Kaikeyi. You have to take care of the baby. You should give your life, body and soul to this baby. So this Mantra was a very, very simple lady. She was not very intelligent. She never had any angry issues. Ramayana says she was a very, very nice, soft, simple lady. The moment king gave this instruction, only one thing she had in his mind. I have to take care of this baby. This baby is now mine. I should make sure that Kaikeyi never cries. I should take care of this. So the whole life she is meditating on this. Nothing should happen to Kaikeyi. I have to protect her. I have to protect her. She should not cry. So even Kaikeyi, she grew up with Mantra, and she also, she was almost like her mother. Whatever Mantra said was Vedavakya for her. And this is what happened. Mantra, when she heard that Rama is going to be made the king the next day, Mantra felt that, oh, this will hurt my Kaikeyi. It may not be true, it is not true, because Kaikeyi also loved Ram, but Mantra felt like that. It is because of her innocence, she felt. And because she felt that, she somehow wanted, for her it was all about Kaikeyi. Then she took a decision that is why she played the whole drama. And this story, who is saying? Rama is saying to Lakshmana. This is the reason. Now you say whether Kaikeyi and Mantra, did they really do bad, or were they on the right side? Then Lakshmana understood. Oh, yes. So this is what is uncontrolled anger. No, Lakshmana showed. We don't think, okay, why is the situation like that? What could go wrong? Why has that person, he or she, acted in such a way? Why, if I do, could there be any consequences? There should be definitely some reason by it. So people don't think all these consequences. They just feel that it's short-tempered, uncontrolled anger. That's all. Just go. And this one. So that is what is uncontrolled anger. So this is the first type of anger. Second type of anger is controlled anger. Now controlled anger is something better than uncontrolled anger, which means whoever has controlled anger, they get angry, but then immediately they think about the consequences. What could go wrong if I burst out? So they try to regulate it. Okay, they try to keep it in control. It is not that they don't get angry, they also get very angry, but then they try to keep it in control. So the example for the first one example is Lakshmana, the second one example is Bharata. Now we know Bharata returns to Ayodhya. Actually when this whole incident happens, Bharata did not even know what is gone. So he was in Kaikeyi Raja, he was with his, in his mother's grandparents' house. So he comes, he sees the whole Ayodhya is silent, everyone is staring at them. You know, all of a sudden you are coming from office or outside, in your house everyone is staring at you. No? Morning when I left the home, everyone was angry. My mother fed me nice laddu, kesari bath, and my wife showed tata, bye bye, everything. So we coming out, father is sitting one side, mother is sitting, wife is sitting, everyone is sitting at you. Even the dog in the house is staring at you. What we will feel? Something has gone wrong. No, sometimes when we know the reason, it will not be a much issue. Okay, we know something has gone wrong. But whenever we don't know the reason, right, it is a very much big heart attack for us. Tension. What is gone wrong? What is gone wrong? These people are not saying also. What could be wrong? So, Prashant, I read your mind voice. So what could go wrong? That's between us. What could go wrong? So like this, Bharata is coming, he's seeing, see generally in Ayodhya is full of festival. There is Natya, Mela, there is dance, he's coming in the evening moment. So there is children playing, there is song, everyone is happy. But your people, even the servants are staring at Bharata. Bharata does not know what is happening. Even Kaushalya and Sumitra, they go and say Bharata that, Bharata, you are like my son. What have you done? Still Bharata does not know what it is. They said, if you could have just told one word to Rama, if you could have expressed your decision to Rama, your wish to Rama, he would have happily made you the king. That is when he gets a clue. Then he goes to Kaikeyi. Kaikeyi says, my son, get ready, from tomorrow you are the king. And then she says the whole story, what happened. Immediately Bharata takes sword. He lifts Kaikeyi by her jada, this one, juttu, and he throws her away. Takes a sword and he says that I can very easily kill you. Now I have so much anger that I will definitely kill you. But then the only reason I am not killing you is I really need Rama to come back after 14 years, or I want him to come back very soon, because if Rama learns that I have killed you, he will take this as a reason and he will never return to Ayodhya. So that's the only reason I am sparing you. So this is what is controlled anger. So Bharata, he was very angry, but then he understood the consequences. He did not want to dissatisfy the Supreme Lord. So this is what, even as practicing devotees, we have to be very, very careful when we deal with fellow devotees. We have to make sure that we don't offend them. So once we offend them, just like Rama, how Bharata thought Rama will not return, the moment we offend devotees, Krishna will never come back to our heart. He will vacate our heart and go away. So that is why we will have to be very, very, very careful in dealing with devotees, and this is what is called as controlled anger. And this is, as practicing Vaishnavas, it is very, very important. Lot of people, they don't know how to control anger. By doing so, what they do is they actually transfer the anger. People don't know how to control, but they transfer. No, suddenly husband is coming home. I'm giving a lot of husband life. Husband is coming home. We know devotees. We're all you all are very good couples. This is just for an understanding examples I'm giving. So husband comes home with very frustration. Something has gone in office. Boss has fought. He's coming home. He throws his bag, everything. He sits in the sofa, and wife is asking, "What do you want? Do you want dosa or idli? Go, you prepare something. I don't want anything." Then she asks, "What's wrong with you? What happened? What should I come and tell you? No, what and all happened? Can't you see? You go and get lost." Wife feels that, what did I do wrong? I asked him what you want, and wife feels angry. She becomes mood off. Then the children comes, "Mama, hey, you go side." Then what the mother does? So husband is transferring it to mother, and mother is transferring to the child. Go, you are also acting like your papa only. Go side. He lays it. And no, sometimes we do that, and sometimes the dogs are also there. Again, dog is also part of our story. Dogs are there. The owner shows, husband shows anger on dog also. While coming, he'll kick one to the dog and, "Hey, go side." Then dog will become angry. It will start barking. It will not know why this fellow is acting like that, and it will bite someone who is going on the roads. So like this, entire situation is gone wrong. If this guy, he could have left that thing in the office, and if he could have entered home with a peaceful mind, nothing would have happened. But then he disturbed the wife disturbed the child. That baby is the one who is really poor child. No, he does not know. And he could go out, and while playing with his friends, he could show his frustration. Nowadays we can see, in our days, if children are fighting, it is only about 12, 13 years only these children used to fight. Now we can see 3 years, 4 years children are fighting each other. And they don't play out football or anything. No, they just watch this TV and phones, and when we say that you go and watch some sports or go and play sports, the only sport which they are interested is this WWE fighting. So they watch that and they go outside and fight. So this is what is controlled anger. If we have control in our anger, then we manage the situation better. And the last anger is, so the example for this is Bharata. Last anger is spiritual anger. Now, to be fact, we don't even know that there is a anger called spiritual anger existing, right? Sometimes we say that people saying that, "I got so angry that I went and washed all my vessels in the kitchen. I got so angry that I put all my clothes in the cupboard and kept it clean." This is actually very good anger. Using their anger something for very useful things. People get frustrated, but they do good things. So something related to this is spiritual anger. Spiritual anger is, like I said, as human beings, we cannot subdue, we cannot keep away our anger, but it can be used positively. And a good example for this is Hanuman. Ravana set fire in the tail of Hanuman, and Hanuman is thinking, how can I use this fire in Krishna's service? No, it is keeping the just imagine the situation. His body is burning, and he is very jokingly thinking, then how can I use this in Krishna's service? Imagine we are all working in the kitchen. Our dress, saree or whatever is getting fired. What we will do? We will shout and we'll run, we'll come, and it will be a full day frustration. Next, for 1 week I will not cook. We'll take so many big decisions, right? So we'll be waiting for reasons. But here Hanuman is thinking, how can I use it in Rama's service? How can I please Rama with that? Then he sets the entire Lanka into fire. He sets fire into all the houses. So he set his enemy's houses into fire. We will set our own house into our fire. So this is what is called as spiritual anger. So to conclude, let us now see some of the solutions for anger. So what are the 3 types of anger? Quick recap. Uncontrolled anger, controlled anger, spiritual anger. Uncontrolled anger was the example? Lakshmana, right. He's not the ambassador. We'll have to understand this. He's not the ambassador for controlled anger. It is just for Leela purpose he is doing it. He is an example. Controlled anger, Bharata. And spiritual anger, Hanuman. Yes. Now, solution for anger. Solution for anger is, one of the important points is, if we practice humility and tolerance, this will help us. In fact, our Shikshashtakam also says, Trinadapi sunishena tarorapi sahishnuna. Devotees should practice humility and tolerance. And what does humility means? How do we get humility? Just to put it in short terms, one can develop humility by doing a lot of service, especially menial services, and then appreciating Vaishnavas. Whenever some Vaishnavas do good thing, whether I like or not, we'll have to go and appreciate the good things. So that really helps our humility. And then we can pray to the Lord, pray to bow down to Him, pray to the Lord, keep on praying to the Lord that to bless us with the quality of humility. By doing so, we can get this quality of humility, and also always thinking that I am lower than everyone. I am not the boss, I am das. So instead of thinking that way will help. So this is first point. And of course tolerance. See, tolerance is actually a first step towards anger management. The more tolerant you are, and we saw so many examples, right? Stories. So how tolerant we need to be without, especially without retaliating. We saw that story of how the wife keeps the water in the mouth and does not retaliate. So tolerance is one of the solution. Next one is cultivate spirit of universal goodwill. So we'll have to have that universal goodwill and brotherhood. We know in Ayurveda or in Vedas we have that Sarve bhavantu sukhinaha, Sarve santu niramaya, Sarve bhadrani pashyantu, ma kaschid dukhabad bhaved. So which means always feeling good for others. Everything, it's not that only I have to be good, I have to go up. Everyone has to be good. We should have that good relationship. So that is very important. Third one is we have to give up revengeful thoughts. In other words, we have to be forgiveful. We have to have that quality of forgiveness. Oh, this guy, he did to me like this. Let me see tomorrow how he is going to do. No, that kind of a thought should not come. Okay, today this Prabhuji did not give me one extra gulab jamun. Next week, ours is serving. Let me see how this Prabhu will take prasadam. No, that kind of a revengeful mood we should not have. We should always be forgiveness. We should forgive and forget. See, there is one, a lot of us know what is forgiving and forget. We forgive devotees, we forgive and forget. But the problem is after 1 or 2 years, if again the issue comes, right, we take this old history books. You see this police and all, right, whenever there is a old history, some case comes, right, they want to refer. Some unclosed cases are there, then they go and open this 1980s, 1990s case book. It is very difficult, but still they open this case and see, oh, this year this murder had happened. It's a similar sequence. So that is what we also do. Momentarily we will forgive and forget. But then if the issue is again arising, we go and tell, that day you did this one, right? So again so then there is no use of you saying sorry and you saying that I have forgiven. If you are taking back, again referring to the old episode. So we have to be very, very good. Next one is Sattva Guna. So when we say Sattva Guna, we have to be very careful in terms of what we eat, to whom we associate, and in what kind of place we live. So especially as Krishna conscious practicing devotees, it's very, very important. Especially for devotees living in Bangalore, it is even more important because we are nowadays exposed to lot of non-prasadam food. Although it does not have no onion, no garlic, we are exposed to a lot of no onion, no garlic food, which is not prasadam. We have a lot of restaurants and other things. Once in a while is fine, but then we can't keep eating just because it is prasadam. We cannot okay, today I will prepare gobi manchuri, tomorrow I will prepare pizza, day after tomorrow I will prepare paneer dosa. No, I have deities at home. I want to feed the deities very nicely. I will have to keep them very, very happy. And that we will prepare 4 or 5 dosas. Out of that, the worst dosa we will keep it to the Lord. And the most hot dosa we will take it. So it is like that. We will have to be very, very careful in what we eat. We will have to eat very sattvic food. And the food items what we prepare should not be very, very hot. Or very hot in the sense it should not be very spicy. Or it should not be very salty. So we'll have to, and a very, very, very good example for this is in Jagannath Puri, how they offer prasadam to the Lord. We all know how prasadam is offered in Jagannath Puri. I mean, the taste, how the way the prasadam tastes, do you all know they don't add any artificial flavor to the prasadam in Puri, to the Lord. They don't add, it's all the Indian homemade spices. No, they don't add anything and still the prasadam tastes good. So this is what is the standard what devotees has to follow. And also associating with Vaishnava devotees. Of course, there is no question, we have to be very careful in associating with the non-devotees. We'll have to keep away, and then even with devotees, it is said that we'll have to keep that loving distance, especially when we see if someone is troubling me even among devotees or something. We'll have to still respect them, but then keep a loving distance so that our relationship holds good, but then we don't associate with them for a longer time. So that is one thing. And then next point is, do not make others angry. Now this is very, very important. If you want to be away from anger, you should not make others angry. You cannot expect to pinch your neighbor and not expect to him or her to pinch you back, right? I will pinch you, but you cannot pinch me back. We can't do that. So we'll have to make sure that we don't trigger or we don't ignite anger in others, especially when we deal with outside people. Sometimes we are in traffic, one auto guy or someone comes, there is some fraud and he starts shouting, and immediately you also start shouting. We are creating unwanted karmas, and it is going, and it might end up in some nasty situations. There are people who have left their lives because of the road rage. Right? So as devotees, we'll have to be very careful while we deal with all these things. And then austerity. Next point is austerity. When we practice good austerity like Ekadashis, right? When we say Ekadashis, we'll have to practice some good Ekadashis. Ekadashi means it's simple, very simple. Prabhupada has told, no dhanya, no grains, which means we take fruits and roots, milk, and nowadays. Today what has happened is there is Ekadashi dosa, Ekadashi pasta, Ekadashi noodles, Ekadashi pizza, Ekadashi puri. Even on non-Ekadashi we don't have so many items. On Ekadashi somehow all these items are there. We go to our Govinda's gift shop, we ask him grain items, there is nothing. But you ask him Ekadashi pasta, Ekadashi pizza, everything is there, readily available. So we'll have to that. It is for, no, it is time, place and circumstances when we are moving out, when we are traveling, or for children, or for the elder generations who are above 60, 70, who cannot fast, just depend on fruits. So it's for these kind of people. So we'll have to practice some real good austerity. We fast on the Lord's appearances days, and then take advantage of months like Damodar month, Purushottam month, and all these things. And then we'll have to always see the funny sides of things. This is very, very important. It just looks like a statement, but then I'll just conclude after this point. It's one of the, Prabhupada actually says this point. He says whenever if you want to get rid of anger, you'll have to always see the funny sides. He gives an example of Socrates. Socrates was a famous philosopher, right? He was not a spiritualist, but then he was a great philosopher. And he always has dozens of guests in his house. He keeps on speaking philosophy. And as usual, the wife of Socrates got, she got disturbed. Why is this person calling every day so many people? I have to cook for them. Cooking is not a problem. Still, I have to sit and hear these fellows speaking so much of so many things. Then it is not ending in 1 day, 2 days. So she is very angry. She is staring at home. No, she's not able. The guests are there. She's staring at her husband from the kitchen. She's staring. Socrates is not at all bothered. He is just giving on philosophy. One day it kept on continuing. What she did is she bought a big bucket of water and threw it on Socrates. And Socrates, he became full wet. And he got up. He saw his wife. And he smilingly said, till yesterday it was, in fact he saw the wife and he saw all the guests, and he was saying, till yesterday it was only thundering, today it rained. So it became like that. So it's always good that we see the funnier side of things. Even once Alexander the Great, when he reached Vrindavan, he wanted to see one great Swamiji. So Swamiji was in meditation, he was chanting. He said, first Alexander's assistant goes, no, the Alexander has come, he wants to meet you. Swamiji says, no, I am in my puja, I am in my meditation, please ask him to wait, I'll come. These guys go and tell back. Alexander says, Go and tell him that Alexander the Great is come. I can't wait. He should come to me. I am a very powerful ruler. So he says, still they go and tell, and Swamiji does not come. Alexander himself goes inside and said, you Swamiji, who do you think you are? Don't you know that I have come? But Swamiji says, you are my servant's servant. I don't care about you. I will finish my meditation and only then I'll come. This guy really got angry. Servant's servant, how dare you say, I'll kill you, he'll take the sword. Suddenly, since I think Alexander was little intelligent, so he got this doubt. Now this Swamiji could have told, you are my servant. But why did he tell my servant's servant? So that question came into Alexander's mind. He's thinking, there should be something, some philosophy should be there. He will tell, I'm anyways going to kill you, but then I wanted to tell you that, what do you mean when you said, I am your servant, you are my servant's servant. Sorry, it is not I am your servant's servant. Swamiji says, Alexander, you are my servant's servant. So Alexander says, what do you mean, servant's servant? Yes, you are my servant's servant. Yes, what does it mean? Swamiji says, I have completely controlled anger, which means anger is waiting in my doorstep. I have completely controlled, I am the boss, anger is my servant, but that anger is controlling you, so that you are my servant's servant. So Alexander understood this point. He did not speak anything, he just left the arena. So finally, I'm coming to the last solution. So the last solution is attentive chanting of the holy names. Attentive and offenseless chanting of the holy names. The more we chant attentively, we get rid of all these anarthas what we saw initially. And especially you all can try to read Bhagavad Gita specifically on anger. Prabhupada gives beautiful purports on chapter 17, Sloka 14, 15 and 16. 3 shlokas which Prabhupada explains about anger and anger management. So once we take up to this attentive chanting, we can definitely deal with this anger, and as practicing devotees we can all come out of this. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Since we also discussed the solution part, I don't think we can take any questions because it's already late. Our class started very late. Or I don't know, maybe we can take one question max, or we can wind up. It depends on what programs follows next. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama.